Hey friends and community, what's going on? The Vaughn and Only, we're back again, King Midas, with another video. This time we're gonna talk about some pickups here at a local comic show this past weekend, the Clandestine Comics show here in the Baltimore area. It was really nice at the beginning of this year, 2022, to see where the comic book industry is going to go, what people have to market and to place on their racks and on display. Speculation market is ramping wild. We have about 8 to 10 really big comic book movies that are supposed to drop in 2022, so it's really fun to see where the speculation game is going to go. I was very excited. I picked up quite a few things. I got some great deals. I ended up spending a little bit more than I wanted to, but it's all about knocking off books that are on our wish list, and I picked up a couple of spec books too. So in total, I would say there was about 200 plus people in this little convention, this ballroom, hotel where it was being held at, and it was awesome. It was great to meet some people, some vendors, and other fans and comic book collectors in and around the area. Being brand new here, I've only been here for 3 months now, so it's really cool to see and to get some feelers out there for when I decide that it's time for me to do something like this too, and put some books on display, or perhaps talk about the state of the industry with Whatnot and reselling and eBay and their 1099s, all that stuff. So it's really cool to get some opinions out there and hear from what others had to say regarding these matters. So getting into some of the books that we got, I would say there's about 15 or so vendors there. I tend to shy away from the Silver Age and older books because I don't really know that market too well. I'm not really privy on what to pay as far as books are concerned in that era. I mostly stick to like Bronze Age speculation and modern books, and just artists that I enjoy personally. We're going to show you a ton of particular artists. David Nakayama, we got some Art Germ, and we have, of course, Adam Hughes finds, always knocking off the Adam Hughes wish list. So first things first, I went to a booth that was a presser, which was really cool, basementcomicspressing.com. They got a brand new website, so I grabbed their card here. That's their website that you can go check out if you need a presser, and if you're in the DMV area, the Baltimore area, so on and so forth. Check them out. They're really fun to talk to. And while I was going through their boxes, I noticed that a lot of their books were priced pretty high, but I think it was priced to the effect that, like, hey, this book was cleaned and pressed. So at the cleaned and pressed new mark that we have for this book, we're expecting a little bit more of a value out of it, which was an interesting take. I enjoyed it. It was a little different than a lot of the other vendors that were there. There was also somebody to my right that was submitting some books over to CGC. So to see the books that he had, ASM 300, I wish I could remember exactly what he had that he was discussing, but they were looking at insurance rates for sending those books in at a supposed 9.8 grade, those candidates anyway. So it was really cool to see what he had. But the one thing that really stood out to me was something that my girl and her family, what they're super into. There's this Japanese magazine, Young Rock special issue, The Beatles Story. And they're huge Beatles fans. So I just thought this was incredible to see something like this. You don't see something like this every day. An old Japanese magazine like this. Definitely paid up for it, but it was well worth it because, it's for family, and I know for a fact they're going to love it based on their absolute love for Beatles memorabilia and just having a liking to anything out of Japan as well. And they also spent some time living there in Japan, which is our connection to each other, because I spent almost 3.5 years living in Japan as well. Miss Japan so much. And as I was perusing, I found another book that I wanted on my wish list knocked off. This is Showcase 79, first appearance of Dolphin Aqualad origin story in here as well from 68, I believe. So really nice to finally have this. This is in pretty good condition. I think it needs an additional press, but you're looking at a 6.57 grade in that book, which is, to me, really fantastic. I was very appreciative. It was cool that they had that. They had 2 copies of it, so I picked out the better one, and I think the one that was in a less, which I thought was better, was actually $5 less than the other one. Of course, these guys are pressers, so maybe they know why they gave it a price bump, but I obviously picked the lower valued book due to it being only the second vendor that I checked out. So next vendor I went to was a friend of mine here, a local comic shop that I frequent, Twilight Comics. So I'm going to show you some stuff from there, and then I checked out one other vendor that had some great deals for me and some books that he just priced really well. I feel the first thing I'm going to show you, I don't have any of these books, so it was really cool to find some static issues. So I picked up some non-bagged and boarded books that he had sitting here. So these are all after the discount. I want to say maybe I paid $2 for each of these, so I'm glad to just add some static, some milestone into the collection. And I think that the best of the bunch for $2 was a later issue here, number 35. A lot of the later issue static books are definitely up in price. Let's say from issue 30 to about 45. 45 is that big one, the final issue, which is really rare to find, surprisingly. So this was issue, this is issue 39, so even better, right? Next up, same vendor here. Again, discounting a lot of these books. We got 15% right off the top, and then after we looked at everything, we kind of rounded it down even more. So I felt like it was a good price overall for a lot of these books. So I can't remember if these were like priced at 5 or about 10, but this was a big thing happening right now after the Hawkeye show, going into the Echo show on Disney Plus for this year. So issue 53 of Daredevil with that amazing David Mack cover there, and then of course the big one here, the origin of Echo, Maya Lopez, in issue 51. So great to have that book. Another vendor here had some modern stuff, so I'm going to go back and forth between the 3 vendors that I checked out. I guess I checked out 4 in total, but they had these priced at like cover price, which I thought was interesting because you have Teen Titans 20, which introduced a lot of new characters here with Roundhouse and Crush, and that was cover price, and that book is at least like $10 and climbing now because of the popularity with Crush. And then West Coast Avengers was also cover price, and that's going up a little bit due to, again, Kate Bishop's popularity, especially after the show. Well, a good one here, it was $10. This is the first appearance of Biner, like Carol Danvers here. Newsstand copy of that for $10. That was the price before all the discounts took place. So I don't know, 15% off of 10 plus however much more that we discounted everything. So that was fantastic. Shout out to Carl for all of that. And these amazing books that he brought to this comic show. So another one off of the wish list that I'm glad to have is Deadpool 65. Just trying to complete that run of Deadpool there. Same thing with Mark Spector Moon Knight, these late issues of this series, issue 56 added. I think I only need 2 more, and then I have all of them, including that issue 57 with Spider-Man, the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man on the cover. Big hot book. Have that one, and then the one prior to that, I can't remember who did that artwork for issue 55, but I do have that issue as well from Mark Spector Moon Knight from 1989, folks. Final issue, variant edition of Infamous Iron Man, number 12. Awesome Alex Maleev cover right here. I saw it and I was like, yeah, we're taking that. When I first started working in a comic book store in 2010 and running my own shop, one of the first artists that I was put onto was Maleev, and at the time I think Bendis and Maleev were doing Daredevil, and I just absolutely loved Alex's work. Oh, and then Scarlet, they did the Icon book Scarlet, which is fantastic. All right, Twilight Comics boxes. If you paid cash and over $40, you got your total buy 25% off. So he had some speculation books that I really wanted. So we all know that Black Adam and The Rock are coming. So I got the lenticular because I didn't have this book at all. I missed all of these villain lenticulars. So I showed you another one in the previous video of Black Manta. Now we got Black Adam. And the big book here that we spec'd on was the Alex Ross Black Adam variant. Very happy to add this. I saw a recent listing on eBay for a raw copy for $275. I want to say this is a 9.6 candidate. Probably a 9.4. It could be a 9.6. I don't think it would hit the 9.8. But again, that's all hearsay as to the creator having a good day or not. You know what I mean? But just one of Alex Ross' best covers here. He had it priced at $185. So immediately it was a steal because I knew that the last eBay listing was $275, 25% off of that. I had to have it. He also had this, which has been on my wish list because I'm just one of my favorite late 80s movies, The Lost Boys. So you had the sax player on here for the variant cover. So I picked it up, $20 for issue 1 and 2. Again, 25% off of that. And then the other booth had this, which was great. This Teen Titans movie poster, WB movie poster variant for The Lost Boys. So of course we picked that up as well. And now we're going to move over to, here's two more random covers that we bought for a good price. We had Voltron #1. This is a 9.8 candidate, I believe. So that was a great pickup. I saw FMV on cover price for that was like in the $1,500 range. And then Bloodstone issue #4. So I'm still looking for #1 if anyone has a good, decent copy that they want to sell. But here's issue #4 for a great price. I think it was about $20 on that. So lower than FMB. Take it all day. Anyone into the metal covers that they've started doing? Or I think they've been around for a little while, but decided to pick up this Adam Hughes, and the next couple of books are going to be mostly Adam Hughes stuff. So this one is the, I believe, Vampiverse? I think it's Vampiverse. Adam Hughes metal cover here. So you're not going to be able to see it because it's the metal cover, but it's the Virgin variant. I decided to shoot on it, and now I own it. So I think it's pretty cool. You know, I don't have too many Adam Hughes Virgins, so glad to add that. And to break it up really quick, here's one of the only Nakayama cover that I found, but it's a Virgin Unknown Comics Captain Marvel #1 by David Nakayama, because I'm just picking up all of his covers now, really. So I'm going to put that to the side there. And then again, just adding some more Adam Hughes stuff. So Catwoman that we were missing there. Hope you guys can see that because of the glare. Sensation Comics Wonder Woman issue #4. I'm actually looking for issue, I think it's 10 or 15. There's a Jenny Frison cover that they did for this. Each one of the covers was a different artist. So I'm glad Adam Hughes did one. I actually already have a copy of that, but at the price point, I was like, yeah, I'll buy another one. We'll get to this one in a second. And then here's some more Adam Hughes stuff. So Betty and Veronica issue #3. There's two. This is the B cover for Veronica. There's also an A cover with Betty on it. Birds of Prey, Batgirl and Birds of Prey issue #20, which is the B cover for that. Adam Hughes did. We have a Black Cat #1 variant by Adam Hughes. Not the Virgin. Trade dress is okay with me on that one. And then this was a great price again, 25% off on this slab. So we got a CBCS 9.8 of Wonder Woman issue 600. Don't have this Adam Hughes cover, so I went ahead and just nabbed the slab of it because it's not going anywhere. It's going to stay with me. Kudos to Adam Hughes. I love this book. Got it way lower than FMV on the 9.8, the CBCS. And I mean, CBCS is climbing because of everyone's grudge with CGC. So really happy to add that to the collection. So a couple more books that we have, and then the big grail that I wanted to add as well. So before we get to Mr. Stanley Lau, aka Art Germ, we found this Archie vs. Predator 2 #1 variant. This is an homage to House of Secrets 90, the first appearance of Swamp Thing. I love this cover, so anytime I see an homage of it, I'm going to pick it up. I didn't know that they did a Virgin variant of this. Look at the Predator coming after Betty. That is awesome. I absolutely dig this cover. So I hope you guys like it too. And now we're going to move over to our boy Art Germ. So we had this on the wish list. I'm glad to knock it off. Captain Marvel #1. There's 2 or 3 different variants of this, and this one's the most expensive Virgin variant of the lot. Got that on a good discount. It was like $20. And then New Mutants #1, the Art Germ Magic variant there. Didn't have that one. Didn't know he did that, so glad to have found it. And I didn't know he did this as well for Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider #1. So that's the Unknown Comic Books Virgin variant of that. And last but not least, one of the hardest books to find that's, most people don't have any copies of these. I definitely want to get this press cleaned. I don't think it needs it, but just in case, give it that extra little press. Send it in, get the 9.8. I think it's a 9.8 candidate for A1, the Weirding Willows, the Art Germ variant. So he had this at $225. He talked it down to $160 before the added discount of it. I just had to have it because I almost got this at Baltimore Comic-Con and I just skipped on it due to the price. But it was time to just knock it out of the way. I'm trying to get more of the modern, higher expensive books off my wish list out of the way in the collection. And I can't wait to get it pressed and then slabbed. Whether I send that to CGC or CBCS, in my opinion, it really doesn't matter. I don't know what the community as a whole thinks on that, regarding that going forward. But really, really excited with the haul that we got. I know I had some other topics I wanted to talk about, and maybe I'll put that in another video discussing, 2022 speculation, state of the community, and all that stuff. Maybe that might be in another video, but I hope you guys enjoyed what we picked up at Clandestine Comic Show. And this is local to the Baltimore area. A lot of people in the DMV, that's DC, Maryland, Virginia, for those of you that are unaware, tend to drive in and around this area. So really looking for, if you know of any other shows that happen or vendors or shops that we need to check out, shout out to Be Continued out in Crofton, Maryland. They're a fantastic comic book store. I really, really like what they provide, and getting a lot of old books in circulation constantly. So that's always really fun to see brand new things up on their walls. So thanks guys so much for tuning in this video. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe, all that awesome stuff that you guys do on YouTube. And as I hit my mic, we're going to sign off. As always, remember to bag and board your books. See you later, guys.